Live and direct, live on set. It's Full Court Bresh, episode 3.
Nope, no cue, huh? We're just going into. All right.
No cue.
Fuck
Fuck it. I can't get back to Zoom. Okay. Yeah, welcome back to a highly anticipated sports podcast called Full Court Bresh.
I'm going to try my absolute damnedest to stay in a good mood for this one.
It's not going to last 5 minutes, but okay. I am your host, Dylan Grant. Follow us at Bresh Crew TV on YouTube. Subscribe, like, all that shit. Follow our other podcast called The Bresh Crew Podcast on all platforms. Let's fucking go. This is my co-host, Marc Gwynn. How are you doing?
Doing okay given the circumstances. Some good, some bad.
Some good, some bad.
Little more bad than good, but I mean, bad that I can live with. I think it's pretty obvious. Before we...
Have you had suicidal thoughts?
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet. I want to address some of the good first.
I want to address the bad so badly.
The throwback Hakeem Olajuwon, again, in proper basketball funeral fashion. I think that'll be a recurring theme. I thought about rocking the Clippers Kawhi today, but I figured since this garbage brand of basketball is finally out of the playoffs, that I would take us back to a much better time.
It's true. Kobe said they would never win a championship with that structure. Hey, time to rebuild.
Take it from a guy that's won some championships.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah. Let's get into the bad.
Let's go. Nick Nurse. Overall, Nick Nurse, great coach. In this series, absolute fucking moron for leaving Pascal in after playing like garbage for 7 straight games. You gotta take him out. You gotta know it's not gonna get better. I don't give a fuck what the GM says. You gotta take him out. You got Serge Ibaka playing great basketball. I don't say that much. Playing great basketball on the bench, waiting to get in. You leave Pascal in. You got a young Matt Thomas. He's okay, but he's hitting open threes. That's what counts. Itching to play. Itching to get in the game. You leave him out. You play Pascal till the fucking wheels fall off. And the wheels fucking fell off. Mark, your thoughts?
you hit a lot. You hit a lot of those points on the head. Nick Nurse is still the best coach in the league. I don't want to fucking hear it. But there was definitely some bad decisions, particularly in Game 7. Ibaka only playing 20 minutes when he's a bona fide Celtic killer is beyond me. I think he only played about 20 minutes. Yeah, I would have probably benched Pascal and kept Norman Powell in because Norman was producing. And I mean, it's not the end of the world to bench Pascal even like in major minutes for this series or for that game because it's like he gets, if we win and move on, he gets the chance to bounce back in the next series in a different matchup or whatever because he didn't struggle mightily against anybody other than the Celtics. It's just the Celtics game plan really well for him and it worked.
Yep. Brad Stevens knew exactly what to do. Marcus Smart, MVP of this whole fucking series. His defense has always been top tier, but now you pair it with some fine wine and some great shooting in his offense. He's never going to shoot that good again. Let's get that out of the way. Unbelievable 3-point percentage. Unbelievable scoring. He looked fucking like Michael Jordan out there. Can I say that? He looked fucking sensational.
He's like Michael Jordan?
He's like Michael Jordan. He really stepped up his offensive game for this series. And the Raptors took the hit on that.
Going back to Nick Nurse a little bit, before people come out with their fucking casual, don't fire drunk ass sports fan takes. No, he's not getting fired. He's the best coach in the fucking league. He just won you a championship, and by the way, he just got an extension today. So any of you idiots out there saying, "Oh, good, we get a replacement, we can't deal with that," eat a fat Canadian dick. But I think the people with the takes of like management wouldn't allow him to bench Siakam in that situation, that's ridiculous. And I know you can go back to 2018 when Casey benched DeRozan, he ended up getting fired after winning Coach of the Year, sure, but it wasn't because of that. We ended up trading DeRozan anyway. So anybody with that take is a fucking moron too.
I don't know. I think part of it was he was worried about his future if he benched their star player. Besides, I think he was worried a bit. I think there was between a rock and a hard place for him. And I think as a newer head coach, I think that was a decision he didn't know how to sit with or live with. He thought Siakam would bounce back. As a coach, you got to be able to recognize when it's just not going to happen. And it's a learning curve for him. That's all.
Okay, a new coach, sure. But
head
a new coach that led the team to the championship in his first year and has established himself as the best, if not one of the best, depending on who you ask,
also
coaches in the league. His
best,
job is safe.
The best two-way player in the fucking league was on your team too. That kind of helps a little bit. You didn't have to. He didn't have this problem with Kawhi. He never went cold in the playoffs.
Okay, let's touch on the finals for a second here. I get it. Kawhi's really fucking good, but the two key components that people that actually watch the whole series and understand basketball and can think for themselves, the two key components that were spoken of that ended up playing in our favor in that series, what were they?
The refs.
I'll answer for you.
You're getting to the refs here, but go ahead.
It was the play of Kawhi, and it was the coaching of Nick Nurse. The box and one, the triangle and two, going back to his high school systems to work against Steph Curry. That's coaching.
Yeah, it was good coaching. I'm not taking away from it. I'm just saying he learned something through this. I hope he learned something through this series. But you can't ride a guy out when he's cold as fucking ice. It's not going to work. Serge was playing great.
Serge was playing great and should have been on the floor. I'm just saying, in Nick Nurse's defense and in Pascal's defense, he did have some moments in the fourth quarters and some of the other games in that series where he started to produce again and look better. He just not in that game. And hindsight's 2020. It's so easy to go, well, that didn't work out. This is what should have happened instead of what did.
I would say no, but before Game 7, I'm like, if he doesn't start off the first 5 to 10 minutes the way he normally plays, you gotta take him out. This is before. You gotta take him out. He hasn't played good the whole series. He hasn't. He's been a fraction of what he's capable of.
Yeah.
You gotta know when to take a guy out. I know it sucks. I know he's your second highest paid player. Actually, maybe number one now. But I don't know. It's hard. I guess
Kyle's the highest paid right now. But regardless, he's our number one guy. He's our star.
I get it, but fuck. Pascal would have understood. Scottie Pippen sure as hell wouldn't. But I think Pascal would.
Okay, let me just say this. I'll live with the loss. Like I said before, we lost the Celtics. They earned it. So be it. They're to be taken seriously. We got outplayed. There's no taking that. And I'm not going to bitch anymore about the refereeing because it is what it is. Regardless, the Celtics earned it. They belong in the conference finals.
Absolutely.
Yay. All right?
Marcus Smart, Jesus Christ.
Wicked fucking smart, dude.
He's wicked smart.
Dude, he's fucking wicked smart, dude.
He's wicked smart.
Fucking
Those
smart.
flops are wicked smart.
Dude.
Wicked smart flops.
Dude, he's doing everything out there. He's hitting threes. He's fucking driving to the basket. He's making plays. He's everywhere, dude.
He's taking charges. He's taking fucking charges. Good cop.
We'll keep going with Marcus Smart because I got some things about him. But just touching back on Pascal, another recency bias, garbage, casual fan take is going to be he's no good. We need to trade him for somebody. I've already heard trade him for James Harden.
Brad Beal. I've heard Brad Beal a few times.
Or Brad, yeah. Casual NBA fans are exhausting. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
I heard a trade him for Bradley Beal straight up, and you'll win a championship.
Nope.
Don't believe in that. You need Brad Beal, sure, but you also need Pascal. You can't get rid of one to get the other. It's gonna be the same thing because
it doesn't even work on paper, let alone practically.
It's a glaring hole in the defense. Glaring hole. But Siakam had fucking Grant Williams on him in clutch minutes of Game 7. Grant fucking Williams. I know you're a friend of Kyle's. Cool, dude. Cool. I respect you, but you're built like a fucking storage locker. You have his fucking shoulders have shoulders, Duke. His shoulders have fucking shoulders. You gotta. His first step's gotta be better than his.
But it's always guys. It's always like role player guys that come up off the bench in a playoff series and end up either overachieving or just matching up really well and playing really well in certain matchups, like a Grant Williams or a Lou Dort, what he did to James Softon, or JJ Barea, what he did to LeBron in 2011. Like
Dort's a freak, though.
These things happen. I know. Yeah, Dort's a freak.
His first step
he's
is
unreal.
quick.
He's like Chris Middleton.
He's a fucking freak.
But It happens. Like it happens. That part of that is coaching. Part of that is depth of your team and how you manage that and whatever
No,
else.
I don't think that part's on Nurse. I think Siakam. There's a
No, I'm
lot of.
talking about the coaching of Brad Stevens.
Oh yeah, he was great. But I'm saying from Pascal's standpoint, you can blow by Grant Williams for sure. He did it once after I was yelling at the TV for about 6 straight minutes to do it. He did it once, got a bucket. I'm like, oh,
That's
here
the
we
thi-
go. He figured it out. Then he got shut down the next 10 minutes.
That's the
But
thing that's so frustrating about watching games on TV and thinking, you can be the coach and you know what you want the players to do. No matter how much you scream at the TV screen, they just don't get it. They don't. The players don't
I
listen.
know. They don't
You
listen.
know what I mean?
They
It's
don't
like,
fucking listen.
like I'm telling you, I'm seeing everything
Bunch of scumbags.
from the broadcast view, and you idiots aren't listening to me through the
Not at all.
TV screen. It's crazy.
Pathetic.
You would think technology has come such a long way.
Put my voice on the court. Put me on the Zoom things, but let my voice be heard.
Hire me as the coach because clearly Nick Nurse is no good and can't
He's garbage.
lead us to any sort of playoff success.
he's too
I'm the
pissy.
guy because I know what should have happened. So I should be replacing Nick Nurse as the coach, and you should be paying me twice what you paid him. Because I obviously know what I'm
Absolutely.
talking about.
He should be. He's fucking too busy listening to the Strombellas or whatever the fuck he does. Like,
Strong Bellas.
who does he like? Who's that stupid band he likes?
I don't fucking know.
Arcade Fire. I think that's it.
Arcade Fire.
Let's talk
But-
about the Spanish fridge for a second.
Spanish fridge.
Pretty
I
bad.
love 'em.
Pretty
I love
bad performance. Pretty bad performance in Game 7.
I think the age is starting to show a little bit.
Yeah,
I
maybe.
love him. That's what's killing me right now. Is I love him to death. Just that big beautiful monster, huh?
Yeah, if he gets more than a vet minimum next year, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth
Well,
it.
I think his days of getting. I mean, he got that big contract and picked up that player option because I think he knows his role is whatever. Question is, are we going to be able to keep him? I hope so.
I think so. I don't unless
I mean, you could just kind of give him a lump sum 1-year deal again, and then that keeps us in
I honestly
open
think
salary
it's
cap territory for next off season. But
I think it's up to him at this point. If he wants more money, he can go
or if he
elsewhere.
wants to still play, because I mean he's 36.
Yeah, maybe he definitely knows he's getting worse and declining. But maybe another team would want to pay him a lot just to be a leader, just a locker room guy. But I don't know. It depends what he wants. I think
It's tough to-
I think he would stay one more year for the vet minimum. But
I want him back. I'll put it that way. I definitely want him back. Him, Serge, and Fred.
and vet minimum's ridiculous these days, isn't it? Like fucking still over $1 million.
It's like $3 million or something like that. It's like 2.5, $3 million,
Goes
something
up
like
every
that.
year. Goes up every year. He'll be fine with that.
The other, I mean, depends on what happens this year. I don't know how much they're gonna pinch pennies with the salary cap and shit, and try to pretend like they're struggling because of COVID. Oh, all those billionaires who literally print money for a living. I don't know. I don't know if it's in the budget.
Print money for a living.
Come on, dog. None of them are missing any fucking meals. They're fine. But I get it. You might have to dial back the salary cap a little bit to, worry about your profit margins and whatever the case may be. I don't know. I don't pretend to know the financial X's and O's of the NBA, but
No,
I know y'all make a lot of fucking money and you're
quite a bit.
gonna be just fine.
Okay, before we move on to the other series, Tatum.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, he's pretty much exactly what you expect at this point.
Pretty goddamn composed for a 22-year-old.
Well, I mean, to be fair, he's, in his rookie year, he went to the conference finals against LeBron and produced then and
Produced.
had that heartbreak of losing to that Game 7 or whatever, and now
He pooped on LeBron. Insert
Did
that
poop
clip.
on him.
Insert that clip right here.
I would gladly. I'll put it on a fucking loop if I have to.
I love that clip. But yeah, you knew then he was going to be. He didn't bow down to pressure at all.
Nah,
He's
he's
fine.
built for it.
He's great.
And the way he plays, makes it all work. He's the type of guy that's obviously a dominant scorer or whatever, but he's not a ball stopper. Like he's a star that works within the system.
Yeah.
I always hate when players are called a system player because it's such a fucking cop out for guys who are star players but do work in the system as well.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, oh, Kawhi's no good. He's just in that Spurs system, or whatever the case may be. And then he goes to two other teams and continues to fuck, and that takes out the window. Tatum was one of those guys.
he's so good.
Wherever he goes, he's gonna produce.
Imagine when this guy's 28, like in his prime. Like Jesus Christ, this guy's gonna fuck. And Jaylen Brown, I thought he was someone who was kind of losing a step, but his defense throughout this whole series on specifically Pascal, unreal also.
Yeah, you know what, Jalen,
His shooting's gone down, I think, but his defense is unreal.
he still hit the open jumper, especially in the corner.
Yeah.
Can't leave him open. So I mean,
No, you can't. He's still
as
good
long as
enough.
he's a guy you can't leave open, then that's you can't ask for much more than that. With Jaylen Brown, I was a little bit shaky too, because he kind of has these moments where you feel like the way he talks to the media or just the way he composes himself, you're not sure that he's going to produce those big moments. Like
Yeah.
there was a couple years ago in the playoffs, he's talking about like when he thought about guarding LeBron or whatever, it made him want to throw up, or like
Yeah.
it was something like that. I know I'm misquoting, but and then his comments about Nick Nurse and like, oh, grown men should be able to compose themselves, like little shit like that. Kind of made me feel like the next game is just gonna be too much pressure for him. But he's showing up.
Right. Right.
He's producing, man.
Well, we'll see if he ends up guarding LeBron again at some point down the line.
Yeah, this Celtics Heat series is gonna be a motherfucker, man.
I think, yeah.
It's gonna be some
gonna
good ass
great.
basketball.
It's going to be great basketball, that's for sure. And one team might have one game here that they blow them out. Miami might have a game they blow them out. And then there's going to be a lot of tight games, I think. I think they're both good for one blowout each, and then the rest is just going to be tight, gritty fucking basketball.
Yeah, it's interesting because the Celtics. I keep going back and forth on who I think is gonna win. Like it's really this tight, but the Celtics have a bunch of guys that are kind of heat killers in a way, that are guys that just produce against the Heat. Kemba, I don't think, unless you throw Jimmy Butler on him or play Iguodala for like 36 minutes a game, which I don't see either one happening because Jimmy Butler will probably be guarding Tatum most of the time. But Kemba's just gonna barbecue their guards.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, as much as Kemba's not a lockdown defender himself, he's a good enough defender that he's not going to get cooked on the other end. He can at least stay in front of somebody a little bit.
Yeah.
And with the other defensive guys around him, the coaching that he's in, you don't really have to hide him. He's not really a weak link. He just plays within, whether they're running some zones or some hybrid boxes or whatever it is. He's not a liability, and it's not. It's not a CJ McCollum situation where it's like, yeah, he's going to give you 20-some odd points a game, but he can't guard anybody.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not basically a net negative in that sense.
No, he's
Kemba's going to give you enough scoring and enough defense that his impact is always going to be positive. Even when he doesn't have necessarily a good game, he's still going to facilitate for other guys and whatever. So, and when Kemba plays well, the Celtics win games.
Yep. Game 6 against the Raptors, he played like dog shit.
Yeah.
Which is why the Raptors pushed it to 7, but he's their number one guy. Like, him. It's kind of 1A, 1B with him and Tatum, but he's got to facilitate.
It depends on the matchup. Tatum can have a halfway shitty game. Like maybe Miami defends him really well, but if Kemba still plays well, the Celtics can still find a way to win. If it's vice versa, if Tatum plays really well, but Kemba gets clamped, then I don't love the Celtics' chances of winning that game. It also comes down to how healthy Gordon Hayward is, because that adds so much of the space into the playmaking and another guy that can knock down open shots, where Miami has a lot of the same things, but they have to manage matchups so differently.
Wait, Hayward's coming back for the series?
They expect him to be back. I don't know how fucking healthy he's going to be, but they expect him to be back.
Holy shit, that changes everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or is that going to make them play worse? A little bit.
I wouldn't think so, because he doesn't demand the ball enough for that to be a problem. But it's not a too many cooks in the kitchen type of thing. It's just he just fits in wherever he fits in, and Brad Stevens can tell him, just go in the corner, knock down open shots, curl a little block, uh, cut off the lanes or whatever it is. Play good enough off-ball defense that you know he's a role player now. He doesn't have to be a star. So I
I
don't
agree
think
with
he
that.
hurts anything.
But whose minutes is he going to be taking?
Brad Wanamaker.
Yeah, I guess maybe. Yeah, you're right.
Or some Grant Williams minutes or whatever.
So he's not going to get a lot of minutes at all.
And the Celtics don't have as many interior bigs. They don't have as many interior scoring bigs. Like they don't. I mean, they got Bam, but they're going to treat Bam similar to how they treated Siakam.
They're gonna put
I'm sorry. The Celtics Cantor won't play because he's just not productive enough to.
It's Vanilla Theis's fucking music video now.
And Tice is gonna get some of those baseline cuts that he did against us and curl those low blocks and get a couple of touches here and there, but he
knows his place.
Whoever on him and deal with it.
No, I meant from a defensive standpoint. I think he'll do okay on Bam, but Bam should still eat him for the most part.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Like Miami has to worry about more about the perimeter scoring than anything else, and just who they're throwing at who. But what it comes down to, and the thought I keep coming back to, is that Miami, as far as like 1 to 8 in their lineup, or 1 to 9 if they're going with an 8 or 9 man rotation, while they might not have the best roster on paper, they might have the best 1 to 8 or 1 to 9 lineup.
I agree with that.
Whereas, like, as far as guys that they can actually use and provide a positive impact, whereas the Celtics are a little bit more top heavy. Their depth is the question. They don't have a backup point guard.
Top heavy, yeah. A little. Yeah, I'd say the 1 through 9 on Miami, 8 or 9, they're just solid.
Now, to be fair, because it is a deeper playoff situation, rotations tighten up and whatever anyway. But because these are both really well-coached teams, it's like you have to think they're going to use their depth to their advantage in some way.
Well, that's what Nurse tried to do for the beginning of Game 7.
Yeah.
He was really quick on the rotations, and then which I thought was a good thing because Boston is so top-heavy that you got to think these guys are going to get tired, but they didn't. And then the Raptors just couldn't seal the deal because Siakam sucks. Let's just face it.
They're top heavy, but they spread out the touches so well that they don't feel top heavy. If that makes sense. The thing I'm looking forward to the most is grown ass man Jimmy Butler against Marcus Smart.
That's
wicked fucking smart, dude.
Those are two fucking leaders. He's wicked smart.
Grown ass men. Maybe a fist fight. Maybe.
Quite possibly a fist fight. Has Jimmy ever made it this far in the playoffs?
No.
Yeah, fist fight for sure.
That's the thing I worry about with Miami a little bit. I think you brought it up in the last pod, is that Jimmy might want the finals so fucking bad that it ends up costing the team. And he's just forcing up a bunch of shit. Yeah. I think you brought that up in the last pod.
But the way he's played thus far, though, he's trusted his teammates better than he ever has. In my opinion.
He's a playmaker. He's
been a playmaker. So I think if he can keep that going, yeah. But if he lets his emotions get too caught up in that moment of holy shit, I might go to the finals, then I think he's gonna force a lot of bad shots and cost them a game or two.
But he's got such a misunderstood reputation where, like, even me thinking that, I kind of feel like, nah, Jimmy won't do that. But he's a guy that comes off selfish to people, except it's just he keeps trying to get into a situation where he's surrounded by guys that want to win as well. He's not looking for a pile-on bandwagon, banana boat team. He just wants a bunch of guys that want to get down, And once he has that, then he's going to be the team first leader guy, like we're seeing with Miami now. We saw a bit of it in Chicago as well, particularly.
They weren't good enough. Yeah, they weren't good enough.
No, but with Rose being in and out, if you had a healthy Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler, it would have been a whole different situation because they would have made it work. That's two guys that want to compete, that want to fight for it and whatever. It's just the timing didn't work. When they brought Wade and Rondo in for that run, I want to say it was like 2015 or whatever it was.
Yeah, that was sad.
They went on a tough playoff run too because it was these gritty, playoff proven guys that that he worked well with too. He's worked well with guys with these competitive tough guys. So I think I think it'll still work for Jimmy. I think he'll still produce, and I don't think he'll force a bunch of shit because of that.
That
I think he's just in the right group, and
that's a fucking injury-prone roster right there. I never thought about it. Rondo, Wade, and fucking
and Jimmy, yeah,
no Jimmy and who the fuck's the other one you said? Rose. Yeah, that's like the most injury-prone roster ever.
yeah. Well, Rose, I think Rose was already gone when they brought Wade and Rondo in. I
Probably.
think so, or he definitely wasn't healthy
wasn't
because
playing.
Rondo was the starting point guard.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, all those guys.
regardless, yeah, that is a lot. There's a lot of injury-prone dudes. I'm just interested to see how the Celtics match up with Jimmy, like who they throw at him. I would just have. I mean, you're gonna have
They're
some
gonna put
combination of Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart and whatever. But like whether they start Marcus Smart or not, I would in this situation. But then I guess you can just go with their kind of their low key death lineup of Kemba, Smart, Brown, Tatum, and Tice.
You don't think
And
they'll
then just
smart?
have Hayward come off the
You
bench.
don't think they'll smart? You don't think they'll start smart coming off the best
Well,
series of his
sometimes
life?
Well, sometimes he comes off the bench as a six man. He's a spark of the second unit, and he still produces the same quality.
I think that's.
He's one of those guys that doesn't matter whether you start him or bench him. He's not a star, he's a finisher.
I get that, but I think this is Hayward's six man now. I don't think it's. I think they switch roles for the rest of the season for sure.
Yeah, and Hayward's not gonna be playing like 36 minutes a game anyway. So Smart, yeah,
You
probably
gotta start
starts.
smart. You gotta. He's
Yeah.
gonna play heavy minutes. What do you think about Game 7 tonight? Clippers Denver.
I think Clippers will take care of it. I love.
They said that the last 3 games.
Yeah, but I get it, and at this point you can't be shocked if the Nuggets win. But I think the Clippers have this on-off switch that it feels like they can hit at any fucking point, and I feel like all it takes is I don't know what those locker room conversations with Kawhi are like, but I can kind of picture him just walking in going, "Hey, get your shit together, we gotta win,"
I don't think he
and then
says.
they just say, "Oh, okay."
I don't think he says anything. He's on the spectrum. I don't think there's a lot coming out of his mouth in those locker rooms.
Let's not do that.
He's a robot.
You don't
dude.
think like that's his
He's a robot.
extremely pissed off state where he just kind of says one little thing and everybody's like, oh shit.
No, yeah, this is.
All right, we gotta step it the fuck up, and then
No,
Paul
but
George goes and gets 50.
He's so on the spectrum that he's not going to look at someone specifically and say. He'll just say fuck or something out loud. But I don't think he's coming at anyone ever.
Just walks in the locker
Verbally.
room, says fuck, and then leaves.
And then that's all they need.
Well,
Like, okay.
I was like, okay, he is furious. We do not fuck around tonight, fellas. No, I don't know, man. As much as this on and off thing with the Clippers has been pretty frustrating, and as great as the story is with the Nuggets fighting back from these deficits and kung fu hustling their way to victory, I think the Clippers take care of business tonight. I trust them in these extreme pressure situations, I guess is the way to put it. I feel like they've just taken their foot off the gas pedal, almost like innately knowing that they have another chance to eliminate them.
I can't stop thinking about Kawhi in the locker room. She's like, shit! He is in a mood, guys.
Oh, okay,
Watch
all right, okay.
your step.
Everybody better go for 50.
That's so funny.
Or,
Just
maybe
rallies his team by just saying something we all say out loud.
or maybe Patrick Beverly just sneaks into fucking Jamal Murray's hotel room and gives him the Tanya Harding treatment.
How much you want to bet?
Hammers his leg out or something.
How much you want to bet Pat Bev is trying to get in contact with Jamal's girlfriend right now, just to throw him off.
Damn.
Just to throw him off for Game 7.
I imagine he wouldn't be the only one. Of course. Of course.
And Tim and Trez trying to run the train on that poor girl.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I just created a meme. It's gonna go. There's gonna be a meme about that now.
I mean, the key for the Clippers, the key for the Clippers is keying in on Jokic. Because I mean, you can throw the combination of your 3 perimeter guys at Murray and get him in check. And
Well, they've
as
had
dope as Murray's been, he's had the tendency to kind of force some shit.
Yeah, he forced a lot in the first couple
So,
games.
so if you can get him to do that and take the ball away from Jokic, they got to adjust a little bit, and I think Doc will, because I mean he's a defensive minded coach, but
Top
they
5.
got to adjust their game plan for Jokic, and I think it was game 3 or game 4 where he was a little sloppier, and I liked what they did. They just I don't know they just kept him out of the paint, and they did a good job closing out shots and shit like that. Because
They're,
obviously Jokic can shoot,
they're
but
great at doubling him when he stops his dribble. Like they're really good at that, but it's the one-on-ones with Zubac that are killing them. Do you put Kawhi on him? Do you try it out?
they did it a little bit. They did it a little bit in game 6, but it was already too late.
Yeah.
And they was still like, they didn't really. I would have used Kawhi to try to keep him out of the paint and just match up strength wise and just keep him out. But it was like he was already on the low block, and then Kawhi would come over and switch onto him. It's like he's just gonna shoot over you. I know you
Yeah.
Kawhi, but he's still a post player, and
7 feet.
he's still got the advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And he fades
They
away
could-
a bit too. So
They
that,
did it with Paul George a little bit too, and that's even more so. Like you're not keeping the best post up big in the league from cooking your ass on the low block if he's already there. He's already set. He's already got you sealed.
yeah, once he has the
Not
ball
much you
up,
can do.
once he has the ball up, not much you can do.
Yeah. So I would look for a little bit of that, but I just think Zubac, as much as he's not a great defender, has done well enough on rim protection within the system that he can get behind Jokic and just make it a point to keep him out of the paint and double up and live with whoever's shooting around him.
Mm-hmm.
I get Michael Porter Jr. has shown to be a good shooter and has had a couple moments where he's, made some big shots and shit. In Game 7, for a chance to go to the conference finals
Probably
against
not happening.
against one of the better defenses in the league, I can live with closing out on some of his shots. Don't leave him wide ass open, but he's gonna force some shit.
Yeah, I was wrong about him. I thought he was trash.
I don't think he's trash.
He's proven me wrong every game.
I'm just not losing any sleep over him having a productive fourth quarter
no,
because I don't think it's sustainable at this point.
no. Denver just has to trust their teammates to hit open shots when Jamal and Jokic get doubled, and I think
And Torrey Craig can't miss a layup. Can't miss a layup tonight.
can't do that again. And then everyone has to do what Kawhi's been doing. If you're the Clippers. And they got to run up that score. They were in the mid-teens, high teens,
Yeah, something like that.
and they still lost. So
Yeah, man.
you can't take the foot off the gas. I think that's their biggest problem. And Denver loves being down. Fucking weird. Love it.
Yeah, they as you like to say, they make love to pressure.
They make love to pressure. They make the right
Make love to
decisions
pressure.
when they have to. That's good coaching.
Yeah.
I think that's just good coaching by Mike Malone.
Yeah, Mike Malone doesn't get the credit he deserves for his actual coaching ability and what he's done with a clearly offensive laden roster and made everybody much better defensively. They've made strides defensively each year. They're still not a top tier defense, but they're enough that it's not a liability. They're good enough to get stops, and I mean they've proven that so far,
Yes, sir.
and they've got enough scoring to support it. So, yeah, Mike Malone's another really good coach. I mean, talk about what this year's playoffs have done for coaching, and expose some of the
Expose
garbage.
the weak ones like fucking Nick Nurse. Is that what you're getting at?
Watch your mouth. Watch your fucking mouth. That's not where I was going with this. No, but I mean it's definitely exposed like some of the key mistakes because they've been put under the microscope pretty well immediately, and that's turned into some hot ass takes. But it's exposed some of the bad coaching. Like look what it's done to Mike Budenholzer. I
Yeah.
mean, those of us that pay closer attention already knew that he didn't really make a lot of adjustments in playoff situations. But now we're realizing that it's okay. This might be a real problem. This might be something they have to address. So far, they're saying he's safe, but Mike D'Antoni continuing to be exposed for how terrible he is, despite some people still believing otherwise for some reason beyond me. But yeah, man. And now we're at this point. I'm still waiting to see the moment for Frank Vogel, whether it's good or bad. I think he's a good coach. And he's thrown into a pretty tough situation.
He's not the guy to blame here.
I'm not saying he is, but there is going to be a key moment, whether it be in the next series or the
I agree.
finals, if they move on to that. Something's going to happen, good or bad, for Frank Vogel that we're going to be talking about in a week or two or whenever it happens.
No, because if they lose, it's Danny Green's fault. I'm telling you right now. He's the fall guy for the rest of the playoffs. It's on Danny. This whole season's on Danny now.
That's not a good sign that you're putting so much fucking stock in Danny Green's performance.
I'm not putting stock. I'm putting pressure on him.
And by the way, he's been
Sucks with
good.
pressure.
He was good the past few games.
You're out of your mind. He's a pylon. Which
He was solid in Game 5. The most important game of the series, by the way.
Yeah, because Rondo carried them that game. And Brown.
Rondo did fuck. Rondo fornicated.
So glad we have him back going against probably the Clippers next round.
He's important, man. Especially since y'all don't have Avery Bradley.
No.
Just seeing how
what
much
I
y'all
would
miss
do
him.
for him. What I would do to have him back.
Hey, man. Let's see what happens. Especially in the next series, because I'm assuming... Let's just, well, no matter what, whether it's the Clippers or the Nuggets, Avery Bradley would be ideal for either of those matchups.
Either,
'Cause that's a guy you can throw on Murray or a guy you can throw on Paul George.
If you
Kawhi.
put Danny Green on Murray, Murray's dropping 50 again every game. If you put Murray, Kuzma, or fucking KCP, I'm going to have a heart attack. Because those guys are going to get lit the fuck up. It's got to be Rondo, I guess. It's got to be Rondo.
I don't know if Kuzma's going to be able to play major minutes in the Clippers series. Maybe the Nuggets. He might be able to get away with that because, he can kind of move off ball and get some...
He'll do what Porter does. Him and Porter will guard each other, and they'll do the same fucking thing.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
On both ends of the floor.
That'd be painful to watch.
Yeah. No D, but they'll both get a couple buckets.
Yeah.
All right, so who you got tonight? Clippers?
Clippers.
I'm rolling with Denver. I like it.
I'm not mad at it.
Here's why. I'm hoping for Denver because I don't want to fucking play Kawhi in a 7-game series.
Yeah, and we want to see Jamal go out there and do damage.
Yeah.
It's not hot or Canadian bias here.
Nope.
And Denver going on a run would be fun. I mean, if we get a Nuggets Heat NBA Finals,
could you imagine?
I don't think they're gonna let it happen because I'll be surprised if they even let the Lakers get eliminated in the conference finals because they're gonna rig the shit for Kobe, and you know it.
Here we go. I'll tell you who's not doing anything for Kobe's legacy: Danny Green.
Oh my god. But nah, man. I definitely won't be upset if the Nuggets win, and if they do, then I'm all the way campaigning for a Nuggets Heat finals. But I do think it'll
either way. I want the Heat in the finals. I think that would be sick.
Wouldn't be upset.
I think that would be sick. Or
I do think Ball.
Or Lakers
I
boss.
keep going back and forth.
I'll
decide by the end of the day.
What's better for Kobe's legacy than a fucking Lakers Celtics finals? And the Lakers obviously coming out on top. That's fucking perfect.
Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, it's a little too perfect.
This is for 08, bitch.
I mean, they got it in 2010. What are you bitching about?
I know,
the series was amazing.
You and I both know the Celtics weren't as good as they were in 08 in 2010.
Yeah, Perk being hurt.
No, fuck Perk.
Things.
Perk sucks.
It's a fact. You know
Perk
it matters.
Sucks.
For all the shit I get every time I try to enjoy the 2019 championship, Kevin Durant didn't play. Klay Thompson didn't play.
Yeah, listen to who you said. Are any of those guys even in the first fucking same stratosphere as fucking Kendrick Perkins?
Okay. First off, I get it, but I'm talking about
the
importance in a road to a team. It's apples and oranges. But Kevin Durant didn't play. I can live with that. But this was a team that won 79 fucking 73 or whatever fucking games without him and should have ran the table of the championship before they got Durant. Second, Klay Thompson did play. He got injured towards the end of Game 6 when we already had the momentum, and whether he played or not, we probably won that game anyway.
I think so. I think you guys would win either way. But Kevin Durant.
But people act like Klay didn't play the whole fucking series. Anyway, the conversation for another day. I'm not in the mood to
let's stay on this topic. I love how Raptors fans... I wanted to see the Raptors win too, don't get me wrong. But they're not my favorite team. I love how you guys just thought, after losing the best player in the fucking league, you guys were just going to roll back to the finals. Just stroll back. A lot of people did.
We didn't say we were just going to roll back.
A lot of people
We
did.
said we're still going to be competitive because everybody's like, oh, they're not even going to make the playoffs now. They're fucked without Kawhi and Danny.
Yeah, but you guys fucking went the other way a little too hard.
Okay, you say you guys as if
You
every single one of us had
guys.
the exact same take.
You're basically the same people.
Okay.
Low educated. No.
Whatever, man. I'm happy. I'm happy with our season. I'm not all the way satisfied, obviously, because the bar is set higher now. But overall, I'm happy.
That's all right.
I'm not saying we lost to a team that deserved to win, so that I can live with it, as I said. But forget what I was gonna say. I do think I will decide who I think is gonna win between Miami and Celtics by the end of today, and when I drop the next preview for the next round. It's
It
my
is-
bird. My bird's doing this right now.
It's bird. You gotta go with. Fuck, it's hard. Gordon back changes a lot, good or bad. We'll see what happens. But Gordon back does change a lot. I didn't know he was coming back, and Miami's had almost too much time off.
Let's just say we're campaigning for a Nuggets Heat finals. Let's get weird.
No, Lakers.
I want
Lakers.
a goofy. Fuck the Lakers.
Nuggets Heat finals would be.
LeBron's already got his 3 rings with some. LeBron already thinks he's the greatest ever and feels like he doesn't have anything to prove anybody. He didn't come to the Lakers for basketball reasons. He came to the Lakers for Space Jam 2 reasons because he doesn't want to be like Michael Jordan. But so fuck the Lakers.
Fuck you.
Fuck
man.
them.
Oh, now the stupid little Raptors are eliminated. He's being a dick to everyone. Fuck you, man.
I'm not being a dick to everyone. I thought we were campaigning for Clippers Heat finals because it's goofy.
Oh, now it's Clippers. First it was Denver, now it's Clippers.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're all over the
my
place.
my bad.
You guys gotta lick your wounds.
Typographical error.
You guys are-
Okay. Nuggets Heat finals. We're campaigning for a Nuggets Heat finals.
That wicked fucking smart guy really fucked you guys up. Eh? You guys don't even know where you're at.
Smart. Yeah. Calling
Um,
himself the king of the North. What a bastard. I love it.
I don't know. I hope. Let's see what happens tonight. I think Denver's gonna take it. I think so.
See. Hey, what better way to honor Kobe's legacy than Denver just taking it, huh?
Oh, and on that note, we are ending the podcast. My God. This is a rape apology here. This is what's happening now. Sports. That's the headline for this sports pod.
Hey, man, don't act like that wasn't bars, Jack. All right. Anything else before we fuck off stage left?
You just offended
Nah.
my hero, so nothing else to say.
Once more. Yeah. Rest in peace to another year of garbage overachieving Houston basketball. I so badly enjoyed watching you guys fucking lose again. Unfortunately, Mike apostrophe Antony isn't coming back to the Rockets. I was hoping he was going to get a 10-year extension and they were going to stay in mediocrity forever.
I could have told you
Because-
he wasn't coming back.
Old habits die hard and people don't fucking learn. But I don't think it matters who they bring. They're going to bring in Tyronn Lue or some scrub, some fucking yes man, and nobody's going to be the better.
Lou's
Yep.
going to be just as bad. Promise you. Unless they get some bigs on their team and play different basketball.
Well, I think they've already made that clear that they're not interested in bigs. They traded Capella for a bag of Magic Beans.
I still don't get that. I still don't get that trade, but
No,
yeah,
analytics, small ball.
idiots.
Just jack threes on the fast break and beg for fouls.
Yeah.
That's how you win. That's how you win championships. Me and all my rings. Just saying.
All right.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
it.
This has been another illustrious episode
hasn't.
of
No, that's our
the
fucking-
Full Court Bresh.
That's a tag for the other one. You can't use the same tag.
Why the fuck not?
No, not allowing it.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, cunt.
This has been an eye-opening episode on why Danny Green should no longer be in the league. You shouldn't let him around snakes. And Jamal Murray should hold his girlfriend a little closer before tonight's game. Thank you. That's Full Court Bresh episode 3. Tune in next week.